He's the slick talking, jive walking, the one and only morning show host with the most bananas. It's Adam Josh.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to the Morning Banana Show, number 197. It is November 15th, 2024. And we are still in what's called the rainy season here in Portugal. And it has been raining. What they didn't tell me before arriving to Portugal is that it's not going to just rain in the rainy season. You'll have days where it doesn't rain at all, and then you'll have days like we had yesterday in Albufeira where parts of it were flooding. It's also flooded in Lisbon. Basically, the infrastructure here is not really set up for flash rain, so we have flash floods. I was in the Guia Mall yesterday when the lower parking lot at shopping, I think it was Shopping Algarve or the Guia Mall. There's a Continent there and a Leroy Merlin. But anyway, I was in the underground parking and the sewers started bubbling and water was coming up from the sewers. And Desiree and I were like, we should probably leave now. So just so you guys know, I'm in the hillside of the Algarve. There's hills all around me, as you guys have seen. Also, my address is public information, so you can see where I'm at. Topographically speaking, I got myself a French press here, dark roast, and then I put the foamy all-pro stuff with cinnamon or canela. For those of you who want to learn some Portuguese with me, canela, paracavela, bica cheia, café espresso para canela, por favor. Desculpe. All right, enough with the Portuguese lessons. Let's get some of that cinnamon froth in there. Yeah, yes, queen, yes, king. It's actually a little too frothy. It's over here in the hillside of the Algarve, is what I was saying. I got a banana from Madeira here. Got my Portuguese flags, which we used to greet some people from the airport. So now they're a little tattered. This one and the other one. Maybe they weren't meant to last forever. I don't know. I got them on the cheap. See that one? No, probably not. It's under Lil Kim. Yeah, so here we are. Like I said, it's November 15th, 2024. It's, 8:30, 9 a.m. here. I just dropped Caden off to school. So something else I wasn't really prepared for was getting our children in school here. We didn't know that it would be a situation where the children, to go into grade school need a NIF number, the equivalent of a social security number or social insurance number. But we found out the hard way when we went to just go try to enroll the kids in school. That's a close one, a close school to the farm here. And they said, what are the children's NIF numbers? Of course, Desiree and I have NIF numbers. We're tax residents or tax, whatever you want to call it. I'm filing tax in Portugal. I have a tax accountant, so I have a NIF number here, like a social insurance number or social security number. Another thing nobody prepares you for is the grocery clerks, the gas station attendants, people at hardware stores asking you for your NIF number or your social security number. In Canada and North America, this is an unheard of thing. Here, it happens every day, 4 or 5 times a day. People will ask you for your NIF number. Hey, what's your NIF number? And coming from North America, you're like, why are you asking me that number? There's a reason. Side drag. So we got the kids in school after having to get their NIF numbers on the emergent basis. on a fast track, but we did it. I was dropping Caden off to school here, and yet another thing I wasn't really prepared for is the way that the teachers are striking here at public school. So how they strike is, I'm not sure if they're unionized or not. It's something I still have to look into. But kids are coming from all over by buses, by cabs, by vans, and they arrive, and if the teachers are striking, they'll just keep the gate closed. So then everybody basically has to turn around and go home. So a lot of parents show up and just kind of hang out. They're frustrated. There was a rumor that the teachers were going to strike today. Complicating matters is that there are groups of teachers who will strike and teachers who won't. So we've had a case where the lunch ladies are striking, but the morning classes are on. If the lunch ladies are striking, that means certain classes can't go to school because the lunch ladies act as the de facto childcare workers for the afternoon. Understandably, people are striking because they want more money or they think it's unfair. But coming from the parents' point of view, it's like, it seems kind of chaotic, to say the least. We were expecting the teachers to strike today. Caden's in class. He's got geography, Portuguese, English, math, phys ed. I checked the mail. I have this letter that's like, Aqua de Via, Caragora Importa. A brochure in Portuguese that's like, water is life, every drop matters. Here's a breakdown of all the things that, all the liters of water consumed to make shoes, to fly a paper airplane, to flush a toilet. And it's soaking wet in my mailbox, in my caixa postal, because it's raining. It's been raining for a couple days. The irony is waiting for you in Portugal. You can probably see the raindrops. You can probably hear the raindrops. I'm harvesting rain on our farm. As you know, I have gray water behind the camera. I did a thought experiment with ChatGPT the other day and solved all of Portugal's electricity needs and fresh water needs for $2 billion. How I did that was I theoretically built 3 Sorek style water desalination plants. It is Israel's largest desalination plant. So 3 of those scattered throughout Portugal in strategic places, and then 330 windmills or 110 windmills each, the 100-foot high windmills that can output 2 to 10 megawatts depending on wind speed. The windmills would be placed strategically along the west coast near Sagres and further north along the west coast where the wind from the ocean is strongest. It would work. It requires the investment in a bit of infrastructure and people to build all these things, but it's possible. You're welcome. That would not include, the $2 billion would not include plumbing from the water desalination plants to the surrounding municipalities. That would be, I think, something the municipalities could figure out just as a courtesy, since someone single-handedly solved their electricity and water needs perpetually for 10 million people, or the size of the country of Portugal. If you think that's crazy, contrast to the point that Elon Musk spent $44 billion on a social media app, which hasn't fed anyone or given any water or electricity to anyone. So just so you know, there are billionaires and people who have billions of dollars, and there's billions of money. There's billions of money balls in currency that can be used to do things like this. So if Adam Josh have figured this out, I'm sure other people could figure it out as well. I'm here in Portugal, but I'm hearing the news the same as you are, and I was there, man, when the quote unquote, the headline is "The Onion Bought InfoWars." I was refreshing the page on happenstance, listening to Alex Jones in real time yesterday when it happened. I refreshed Infowars.com and suddenly the website was unavailable. The bigger problem is the crew that was working for the Infowars, the gear. Some of those crew members might be out of a job. And it's up in the air, it's black, it's white, it's on, it's off. For those of you who don't know, it's a long-standing judgment that the Free Speech Systems LLC that runs Infowars gets liquidated so that they can pay the Sandy Hook victim's family a restitution of 1.2 or 1.5 billion dollars, 1.2 billion dollars. Obviously, Alex Jones himself doesn't have 1.2 anything. So they are, this was the judgment. And it's been a long-standing, drawn-out argument.
I'm here, November 14th, 2024. We live to see InfoWars taken offline by The Onion. It's crazy. I refreshed the page, and it went offline. So, we live to see it. So, all I can say is I'm angry. And I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murdering scum with giant death factories, keeping babies alive and selling their body parts.
But if you're waking up to the news that, like, The Onion bought InfoWars, I can see this is like a shocking thing for people. If you're following the trial, like I have, you realize this is just one of the many steps that the federal the judges and the federal employees have been doing to Alex Jones in Texas. So apparently they rushed in there without a court order, trying to shut InfoWars down in real time yesterday. Said that they sold it to the Onion, but the problem is the judge had ordered that it would be sold at auction, which means to the highest bidder, not to some lower bidder. So Alex Jones and his team went to an emergency hearing in Texas yesterday to prove that point, that hey, we thought this was supposed to go to the highest bidder at an auction, not the Onion, which is a lower bidder. And why can't the Onion just outbid the highest bidder? That didn't happen. So now maybe the judge will reverse the decision and InfoWars will be open again for people to go work at. But as far as mounting Alex Jones's head on the wall or shrinking his head and wearing it around their tribal necks as a necklace of shrunken heads of their enemies, it proves the point of, the completely Democrat-run Drudge now says the headline is, Onion buys InfoWars. Not funny or not satire, Even people at the Onion are writing articles about how they own InfoWars now. A parody of a parody. The drama is so thick. It's crazy how in America, on one hand, you have the freedom of speech, right? First Amendment. But then on the same token, it's one of the most litigious countries, if not the most litigious country in the world. So you can sue anybody for anything at any time. So you have the right to say, I think the Sandy Hook shootings were a false flag at a completely fabricated event. On the other hand, the Sandy Hook families or those orchestrating the false flag have the right to sue you into oblivion. And in the end, if people research the facts and get into the nitty-gritty of all the complexities of the conspiracy, you might find there's some truth over here and there's some truth over here. But I'm pretty sure the school is destroyed. So it's not like you can go back to the school and find evidence, and good luck trying to find any real concrete evidence of this story happening in the real world. We have a lot of sad people. You have a lot of passionate people. I don't have any dog in the fight. And, you know, I'd like to think if I was American that I could question current events. So I understand where Alex Jones is coming from. But in the event that the Sandy Hook shooting was a completely real, organic, exactly as the mainstream media reported it, event, wouldn't the families have a right to sue Alex Jones for hurting their feelings and defaming them and saying mean things about them on the internet, on his own show? That's America. That's the conundrum of America. And they found a court, media, whatever, whoever was backing them, found a court that judged in the family's favor. And now Alex Jones is facing this monumental settlement of having to pay $1.2 billion to the families of the things he said mean things about on the internet too. And Alex Jones doesn't have $1.2 billion. That's the conundrum. And the prosecutors on their side, they actually said, it's not about money. We want to shut him down in perpetuity. We don't want him to ever be able to rebuild. Because there's a future victim out there and a mom and dad of a future victim where Alex Jones is going to deny their existence. We need to shut that future pre-crime. We need to shut the pre-crime of Alex Jones down. It's no secret that I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. It's no secret that I've bought Brain Force before. It's no secret that, you know, when Time Warner owned Nick Lutsko at the time did that I'm angry about enough of these people. When he did that song, he was paid to write that song, or they bought that song from him. Time Warner outfit. It was like a parody. It might have even been The Onion. I don't remember, but it was something like some Nickelodeon songs, or I don't know, whatever. I saw the opportunity back then in the moment. I played that song. I figured out how to play it. I played it like 100 times. I kept getting it wrong. And the take that you see on the internet was me with my fingers on the verge of bleeding on the 100th time, playing it and finally getting through the whole song. If you handed me a guitar right now and said, hey, play that Alex Jones Rants as a real indie folk song artist. If you handed me a guitar and asked me to play that, I don't know if I could. I was really struggling. It was like the 100th time when I finally got through it. So, it's no secret that, you know, I've been involved in those type of things for InfoWars before. I met Alex Jones in Toronto. I've said a lot of mean things about Alex Jones. I've said a lot of nice things about Alex Jones. I just think that we're all human beings and we're capable of great things and bad things. And I think Alex Jones is no different. He's done a lot of bad things. I talk with his ex-wife, Kelly Jones, online. I think Kelly Jones is a great person. I think he's really mistreated her and his kids. And I think that's, you know, as far as the character of Alex Jones, you know, I wouldn't want to hang out with him. I wouldn't want to have a beer with him. I don't drink. I wouldn't want to be his best friend. I just think that information for the sake of information, you know, sometimes is right, whether he's manipulated or whatever. Who knows? He's just a guy and I'm just a guy and I have my opinions and he's way more popular and influential than I am. So, you know, my opinion of him to you might be irrelevant. So I just think we're all human beings, you know. I'm not judging him. I'll judge him. He's a Sony man. So, last election cycle, I wanted Tulsi Gabbard to be president. I thought she was a real contender for Donald Trump. And now Donald Trump has made Tulsi Gabbard the director of national intelligence. So good job, Tulsi. That's pretty cool. So it's raining. I'm collecting gray water. I'm collecting rainwater. I'm out here in the Algarve with my plants. Planted so many papaya. If you want to know the cost of living off grid, I did a 5-part series. I'll link in the description below. 5-part series of the cost of living off grid. If you want to know how I've done anything in my life, I'll link to in the description below how I, and then ... How I quit smoking, how I quit drinking, how I went no-fap. I'm 43. Will I ever live to see 53 the way things was going? I don't know. So as a farmer, when it's raining, today's like a day off for me. I just collect the water. I don't have to worry about watering the plants today. I have a vegan chef coming here at 10 to discuss some future plans with me. We might go to an escape room today. Desiree's family is visiting from Germany. We've had a lot of fun with them. But I wanted to talk to you guys on the Morning Banana Show, number 197. Tell you a little bit what's up in my life. Same old, same old. Just being awesome in different places, you know. Enjoying the beautiful... I mean, I'm in shorts and flip-flops, and it's November 15th. It gets a little bit chilly at night, but you light a candle, it's not a big deal. You know, I've been in the deep freezer at Baskin-Robbins that we built in Niagara, and it's a lot warmer than that here. It's a lot warmer than Alberta, Canada right now, for example. I love you guys. If you want to support me, you can send me an e-transfer to adam@adamjosh.com. You can buy me a coffee. The link's below to buy me a coffee. You can buy a t-shirt that says "Do Not Reincarnate." I'll get a cut of that. If you buy one of those esimbuy.org SIM cards for your phone, I get a cut of that. You share the show, share it with your friends. You can say, hey, I know this crazy guy who's living in Portugal off-grid and has a vegan farm. He's been a vegan for 11 years, my crazy friend Adam. That's fine with me. You can share your crazy friend Adam. I am the guy. Just out here in my banana circle. I hope you have a great day. Energy hands. Energy hands, energy hands. Take care.
Are you tired of reincarnating? Me too! Now show the world that you don't want to reincarnate with this Do Not Reincarnate t-shirt!
I'm off the grid.